Good morning, welcome to another Theory Thursday. Today we're looking at one of my favorite concepts, one of my favorite chords to use in songwriting, the minor 4 chord. Why does it work? What does it sound like? Why do we like it as humans? Why does it sound good to us? It's not in the key, so what's the deal? So that's what we're looking at today, how it's built, how you can look at it and analyze it from a theory perspective, and some other stuff around it that you might be thinking. So I have my gray tweed tie on today, and I'm wearing my Casio Duro, or some people call it the Marlin. And that's what we got going on today. So, minor 4 chord. Let's go to the whiteboard. Hello, welcome back to the whiteboard. Today, as you know, we're looking at minor 4 chords. Minor 4 chords. Now, what the heck does that even mean? So when I say minor 4, I'm talking about in a major key. We're going to use C, our demo key, right? The 4 chord is major. So the 1 chord, C, E, G. The 4 chord, F, A, C. The 5 chord, just because it's important, G, B, D. Okay? The 1, the 4, and the 5. Now, minor 4. What happens when you make this a minor chord? And how would you even do that? Well, if you watch the triad video, you know you take the 3rd and you lower it 1/2 step. All of a sudden, this becomes minor 4. Why do it? Well, listen to this. Minor 4 chord. I'm going to do it in the key of G first. So I'll go 1, 5, 6, 4, minor 4. And you'll see what it sounds like. So it's that C, I'm playing a C, add 9, make it minor. So I'm lowering that 3rd. You can hear that leading tone to G. All right, now let's hear it in the key of C. So I'm going to go C, G, A minor, F, F minor. Same progression, different key, so you might hear some different things in it. Okay, so you know it sounds pretty cool, but why does it sound cool and when can we use it? Why do we use it? A flat isn't in the key of C, so why does it work? So let's take a deeper dive into this and see why it works, okay? There's 2 ways to look at this. First of all, and we talked about this on the diminished video, but let's look at a G flat 9 chord. Right, so G, B, D, F, A, flat. So this is a G flat 9 chord. Okay, now if we wanted, we could go even one step further, call it G11 with a flat 9. Now what do you see here? It's the top half of a G11 flat 9. Now that's a lot of, well, it has to be flat 9 and The 11 has to be natural. So it's just one way of looking at it. What you'll see, and we'll get into this a little later, but look at this. That's your diminished, your B diminished, your D diminished, your F diminished, your A flat diminished. This is a fully diminished chord right here. And that's another reason why it works. We'll get to that at the end. The other way to look at this, rather than it being part of a dominant chord, is just as a minor 4, F, A, C. Look at how this resolves. C will resolve to C. A flat wants to go down to G, and F wants to go down to E. C, E, G. That's a C chord. So it's just a bunch of leading tones. Okay, that's why it works. It's leading tones, so F and A flat are both just one half step away from resolving to C. And just for comparison's sake, let's check this out. G can resolve to G. B wants to go up to C. D can go either way. F wants to go down to E. A flat wants to go to G. C can stay the same. C, C, E, G, G. So D can go up because it's 2 half steps away from a chord tone. So it can go to C or to E. But that's where the resolutions come in. So it's really just it's tones that want to resolve. So John, what does that mean? Can you just take any 3 notes that are almost C and call it a good chord to use? Kinda, yeah. Let's look at some other things. So we know this works because F wants to go to E, A flat wants to go to G, and C is in the chord, so C. So let's look at some other notes here. Let's take this, B, D, and F. B, D, F. B wants to go up to C. D can go either way. F wants to go to E. So D could go to C or to E. You're saying, John, there's no G. Remember, the 5th isn't what makes a chord. It's the 1st and the 3rd that determines what the tonic is and what the tonality is it major or minor? That's the 3rd, right? When you're on guitar, if you need to take a note out of a chord, first one to go is always the 5th, right? So this is actually a B diminished chord. B, D, F. Add on the A flat. That's also fully diminished. Fully diminished 7 chord, but that wants to go to G. So now you're saying, John, everything is 1 half step away from a chord down, except for D. Why can't we make that into a almost? So let's take a look at it. If this was a D flat, for example, let's just get this so it's not confusing. D flat would want to go down to C. Okay, that would work. If this was a D sharp, that would go up to E. So why don't you ever see that? Well, there's an easy explanation. First of all, you can do that. And here's what it would sound like. Okay, before I play the D sharp, D flat, and all that stuff, just listen to these 3 notes. And so you can see you don't need the whole, you can just take leading tones and you can analyze it as being part of another chord, but you just need the leading tones. So for example, we'll take F, we'll take A flat, and we'll take B. All right? F, A flat, B. That's all we're going to use, 3 notes. Which is part of a fully diminished chord. Right? You could put the D in there. So F, and that resolves really nicely to C, right? Why is that? F goes down to E, A flat goes down to G, B goes up to C. Oops. Easy peasy. Now, here's the fully diminished. And that's the same thing. The B on bottom wants to go up to C. F goes down to E. The A flat down to G. And the D can go either way. It could go 2 half steps down to C, 2 half steps up to E. Right? So here's it resolving down. And here's it resolving up. Alright, so it can go either way. So that's that. Okay, so we're going to look at this with a D sharp or a D flat and what it sounds like. So what do we have? B, D sharp, or D flat, and an F, right? So B, F, and here's a D flat. Okay, now you're thinking, John, doesn't sound like a regular chord, because it's not. As I don't know if I said it before or if I'm going to say it after. It's not stacked in thirds, and that's the problem. But you can still use this. There's still 3 leading tones here. Because so the B, let's go up to C. F, let's go down to E. And the D flat wants to go down to C. Okay, now let's do the same thing, but turn that D flat into a D sharp. So it wants to resolve up to E. So B, F, D sharp, resolve to C. B, F, D sharp. B goes to C, F goes to E, D sharp goes to E. I'm playing open string here. So it still works. You can still use any leading tones you want. However, it's not a traditional Western harmony chord. You couldn't write it as a traditional Western harmony chord because it's not stacked in thirds. You have a major second or minor second or whatever it is somewhere in there that doesn't fit the template, as if you will, of Western harmony. So that's what that sounds like. So you know it works, but the explanation for not doing that is because if you do that, then it's not a chord stacked in thirds. It would not be a triad. Like even if this was gone, it wouldn't be a triad. It would be something else. And it's not traditional Western harmony when you do that, because take a look at the keyboard. Okay, so let's look at half steps for a sec and how we create chords. So we know that a major third is 4 half steps. For example, C to E, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a major third. A minor third is 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. C to E flat would be a minor third. And that's, if you remember, how we build major and minor chords. A major chord is a major third and a minor third. C, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, C, E, G. A minor chord would be a minor third and then a major third. It's just flip-flopped. 1, 2, 3 to E flat. 1, 2, 3, 4 to G. C, E flat, G. Okay? So that's the difference between a major and a minor. Now, a major second, 2 half steps. Minor second, 1 half step. C to D, 1, 2, is a major second interval. C to C sharp would be a minor second interval, and then of course unison is 0 half steps. C to C would be unison. So when you're building chords in traditional Western music, we stack thirds. And if you change this to a D flat or a D sharp, it's not a third anymore. So just to analyze it a little bit further, we'll start on B. So we can go, well, no, let's do it. Let's say this is D flat. Where are we going? We have a start on a B, 1, 2. It's a major second away, right? That's not a third, which would put the F, 1, 2, 3, 4 as a major third, all right? So we have a major second and then a major third. That's not a triad. Let's do it the other way. Say this is a D sharp, so we can use that leading tone to E. B. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, we have a major third here between these two. But then to get to F, 1, 2, we have a major second. Okay, so that doesn't work. That's not a chord. Now, like I said, it's not to say you can't use this. As you heard in the example, it works. It's just not traditional Western harmony. So that's why the minor 4 works, and that's why it sounds good to our ear. Two ways to look at it, just as leading tones, or you can look at it and say, hey, it's just the top half of a G11, flat 9. So of course it's going to work. It's the dominant chord leading to a C. Of course it's going to work. So that's two ways to look at it. It's just a nice sounding chord. I love it. It's used in a lot of songs, and yeah, I think that's enough for today. The minor 4 chord. Use it in your songwriting. Sounds great. Okay. Thanks. Bye.